It's like they tried to get up to the Gan Eden in the prior lifetime, and God said, "No, you're not ready. What do you need to do? You need to come back as a Kiddush Hashem. You need to come back as a Moiser Nefesh. So you're going to send you back. You're going to go into the Holocaust. You're going to come out. You're going to get killed, and then you go straight into the Gan Eden." So I mean, there's nothing needless here. On a much spiritual, eternal outlook on all of this, it's a tremendous thing to die in the Holocaust.
I bet if you had kids, you wouldn't think that way. Like once you have a kid, like Dennis Prager said that as soon as he had a kid, he completely changed his perspective on martyrdom. Like having kids, like you wouldn't go, "Oh yeah, this is a beautiful, Kiddush Hashem. We have to be in Gan Eden."
I can't answer that because I don't have kids.
I know.
All right, so I said my bit on that. All right, go on to the next one.
What is Kiddush Hashem? That's the sanctification of God's name, and Chilul Hashem is the worst thing a Jew can do. Chilul Hashem means the desecration of God's name. Torah says a new king arose on Egypt. So he was a tyrant. So can a nation be a tyranny without its consent? Look at Russia, Germany, China, Egypt in the past, most of the Arab Islamic world, all governed by tyrants. Jews are the ultimate enemy of the blood nation. They assimilate a bit, and yet they keep their own distinctive culture. So evil can't be done by a Pharaoh or a Hitler or a Stalin or a Mao alone. They need the help of the people. So Pharaoh didn't do all this evil just on his own. He had a lot of help from the Egyptians.
Is that true, though? I mean, I could try to nitpick that. Most of these tyrannies that we've seen in various countries, there's a ruling party. So in that respect, you're right. There's the Ba'ath Party took over Iraq, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they picked them in. In Iran, it was the mullahs that came in. In Russia, in Soviet Union, it was the Bolsheviks. And then the Stalin and the KGB.
Let me ask you an important question. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I'll lose the question. It's from one of your people.
Oh, who's it from?
Rabbs Guf DS.
Yeah, do you think
it's possible that I and others of my generation are reincarnations of Jews who burned at Auschwitz?
If you paid attention to me, the answer is no. Because those people went straight to Gan Eden. So they've already completed their task. It's the people who are alive today.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't go to the Holocaust. That's why we're back. If you understand how... what's the word I'm looking for? Reincarnation works.
Mm-hmm.
You keep coming back until you get into Gan Eden. Until you and if you're in Gan Eden, you don't have to leave. It's like once you get in, you're in. We're the losers.
Mm-hmm.
We've done things in past lives that caused us to come back here. A tikkun for us would have been to have been in the Holocaust, but for whatever reason, we were not there. So we lose.
Okay, did you want to finish your point on tyranny? Okay.
No, I wanted to understand, because usually you're right. There's a political party that goes into power. It's not just one guy, right? There's like the Nazi Party, the Bolsheviks, the But I don't know if that's a fact that it's always that way. Do you know for a fact that it's always?
It's not a factual thing. It's an interpretation of facts. So there's a thought. Could be wrong.
I don't know if you're right or wrong.
Neither do I.
Okay.
There are two Hebrew words for nation, goy and am. Am is a nation based on blood ties. A goy kadosh, a holy nation, not necessarily based on blood ties. So a nation based on blood ties is never going to accept outsiders. So the Egyptian nation here in the first part of the book of Shemot is referred to as an am. It's a nation based on blood ties. So the Hebrews could never be anything but outsiders. Even though they'd been in Egypt for over 100 years, they were still outsiders. You come to America, you become an American, the next day, you're an American. Once you've gone through the process, you're accepted as American,
really?
You're an American.
I don't know if I agree with that, I'll tell you why.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the Satmars in Williamsburg. Do you think that anybody looks at them and says, those are Americans?
No, but they're an exception.
How are we any different in Egypt? We're exactly the same. Let me give you an example.
Mm-hmm.
We had our own private Goshen. That was the town we were in. We had our own private city. We didn't assimilate with the Goyim and their cities. We kept to our own little town, Goshen. It was the Williamsburg of its day. Williamsburg, New York, if you're familiar with Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
Right? all the signs were going to be in Jewish. They're Yiddish signs. This is what we did the entire time we were there. And in fact, I wanted to mention this. It says that based on 4 merits the Jewish people did, 4 things that we kept about our Jewishness merited for our redemption from Egypt. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
We kept our Hebrew names, we dressed distinctively, and a couple of other practices.
Right. We kept our Jewish names, we kept our Jewish clothes, we kept our Jewish languages, and our Jewish customs. Right? And if you take the 4 things that they are, right, in Hebrew, and you take the Rosh Hashanah, means like the first letter of each one, they make the letters that make up the word Shmos. Shin, Mem, Vav, Tav. Okay? Shmos. And that's the name of this parsha. And the Baal HaTurim brings it down, right? His first thing that he wrote and in his Meforish on this particular book is, those are the 4 things. We're going to be talking about the Exodus, and based on those 4 things, the Jews merited to have the Exodus. We're in Goshen. What are we looking at? What's funny?
Nothing. We're listening to your teaching.
No, you're looking at that and there's something that's funny. You like it. Tell me what you see.
I just asked Leslie for a tummy rub.
All right. So.
And she said, "What are you, a cat?" I think in a past life I was a cat.
You might have been a pussy, is what you were.
Cats like tummy rub. So keep going.
Okay, so what am I talking about? I don't even know what I'm saying. Okay, so we have to keep our names. We have to keep our right. Those are the things. We were never blended. We lived in Goshen. We all dressed Jewy. We all had Jewy names. We spoke Yiddish. We had Jew, and this is what kept us alive. And we did not assimilate. The Vort today is, let's keep those 4 things going. We know they're as chus. They know that they bring the Geulah, the final redemption. If you want to bring Mashiach, here the clue is right there. Dress Jewish, right? It's like I do. See how I have the long black jacket?
Right? See how I have the long beard?
The beard, the payas, right? And I've got like this whole yellow thing going.
Look, I'm circumcised.
Yeah, show it. Go ahead. And that's one thing. And then keep your Jewish names. You prefer Levi. I go by Herschel, which Rabbs. And if you can, it's good to speak Yiddish or whatever they speak, and keep your minhag. Keep your customs. Keep your customs like what's the one that you don't like? Well, you said earlier you didn't agree with something.
I'm not playing musical instruments on Shabbat.
Not playing instruments on Shabbat.
And we speak Yeshivish.
Speak Yeshivish, yeah. All right, so we're done with that one. Go to the next one.
Okay.
How's the game doing? It's over?
As far as I'm concerned.
Damn.
Who cares about Goyim running into Goyim?
Unless they're wearing bikinis.
Yes.
Okay.
This is the way God made me.
Okay.
Frightening parallels between the Holocaust and the slavery in Egypt. According to the Ramban, Pharaoh's goal was the extermination of Israel. Pharaoh told his people that the Jews had gotten rich off them. How common an argument is that? So, that's like the left-wing argument. Like, oh, if people get rich, it's because they've taken it from poor people. They've oppressed poor people. Like Proudhon, a 19th century socialist philosopher, said, all property is theft. But the conservative view is that
all taxes are theft.
If you earn your money honorably, then that's yours.
I heard that I forget the guy who was elected, Vice President Biden, said that not taxing the wealthy is immoral. Did you see this one?
No, I didn't.
Check the newswire when you get a chance. He said that not taxing the rich is immoral. I'm like, what? I thought stealing from the rich and giving to the poor, was immoral. Turns out, not stealing from the rich and giving to the poor is immoral. That's liberal think. In liberal think, it's good to steal from rich people. Unbelievable.
The Israelites had been in Egypt for over 100 years. In America, they'd be considered Americans, not outsiders.
But we already dissected that.
They wouldn't be put into camps and sent up chimneys in America.
Well, of course not.
The Israelites had no plans to unite with an invader to get rid of the Egyptians. This is